We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS That Foreign Show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS That Foreign Show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS That Foreign Show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS That Foreign Show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS That Foreign Show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you.
ADR Networks presenta.
This is Celestine Angel.
And I'm Isaac Crouch.
And this is...
Foreign Show!
On that foreign show.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. That Foreign Show, TFS.
Hey guys, I'm Celestine Angel.
And we are activating your
senses. And this is Isaac Rakesh.
What's up?
So today we have a segment of hotspots to share with you, and we also have a guest from Singapore, where we are from. And his name is Ben Lai, and we will tell you all about him later.
Today we're doing a kind of a different hotspot segment, right? Something a bit interesting.
Why? Why do you say that?
Because it's not like the usual ones that you go for. If people hear about it, they'll be like, why are you choosing that? But then we have reason for it.
Right. And we are, I mean, when you say hotspots, like we actually introduce anything that we find good to recommend to all our foreign friends. Like it's not just places to visit, but well, this one is a place to visit, to be fair, but it's actually a pharmacy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you see, when I first came, like generally Isaac and I are both like more naturally oriented. Like we use more organic products, and when we first came, we had to look for it. Like we didn't know where to go get. Like initially we went to a place called Green Corner, and like I mean I still like that place, but it's not that accessible for me. Like
where's that at for the people who want to know?
Green Corner.
Green Corner.
Green Corner, I think Roma has one and Condesa has one, and
okay.
I think also in Miguel Angel de Quevedo, that area also has.
That's the place where you can go and then you can like kind of get your natural soaps and all that kind of stuff as well. Right?
Yes, Green Corner is all
Right.
organic, and then you can get organic vegetables and fruits and all that. But I am not sharing about Green Corner today. I just mentioned it because it's the reason why basically the topic I'm talking about is organic stuff, and particularly for this pharmacy that I'm mentioning, Farmacia Paris, is specifically for the oils, the essential oils. Like, so this is the Instagram page that you can see, and they are on the stretch of República de Salvador.
Okay.
And it's like the entire stretch is theirs, like the unit numbers 85 to 75, or that whole stretch. And like in unit number 75, you can get all the essential oils, like basically pure essential oils of like wheat germ, jojoba, anything basically. That they have all kinds, and you can also get like rose water, even like collagen in its form, everything basically, and at a very affordable price. That's why I like this place. Like, it's organic and it's cheap.
So it's like they own the whole, basically they spend the whole street, right? The whole block. It's the pharmacy.
Yeah,
And
they
on
have
one
like
side you
the
have-
further side that you're going to mention, right? Is the supermarket.
The supermarket.
version,
So it's
yeah.
like it works like a regular supermarket. You can just walk in and just buy all your stuff, all your soaps and all your natural stuff, whatever.
Right, you
And
can
then-
get the soaps. You can get the soaps there. Like Green Corner has like much more pure soaps, but
Okay.
like it in Pharmacia Paris, you can find like basically a whole range of like what they call organic shampoos and everything
Right,
as
right,
well.
right.
Yeah.
So that's on one corner, on one side, and then if you go to like the other units, like in the middle or something, you can actually go into this kind of specialized laboratories, basically, whereby you go there and you actually tell the pharmacist who's over there, what do you need, like what kind of oil you need and stuff, and they actually get this. They actually have a lab there, and they get these people to do that custom whatever that you're looking for, and then they hook you up right there and then.
Yeah, I think you can get shea butter as well,
Oh,
which, like now thinking about it, I need to make a trip. Yes. So, yeah, just a mention of them. And then we are going to invite our guest in already. He's here. I saw him.
Yes.
Oh, where did he go? Oh, okay.
There he is.
So, Ben is here, and we're going to invite him in anytime now. So, don't
One more
go
thing I want to
away.
mention
Okay,
about
yeah?
Farmacia Paris and why we are actually recommending it, like, it's also the architecture of the building and the whole area. It's very interesting.
Oh yeah, it's in
Yeah.
Central, so
It's in
it's
Central.
beautiful. Like I mean, as a Singaporean, like seeing Mexico City, the Central area with like it's very old architecture. Like we don't really have
Yeah,
that
seriously.
back home. Like everything is very modern. We
Modern.
have some heritage parts, but in general, it's like this kind of like ancient looking buildings we never get to see. And I think this is Spanish architecture, right?
It looked like a convent at some point or something.
Oh yeah.
And we put the address up there for you guys to check out, República de El Salvador, so y'all can go in and take a look at this place. And even if you're not looking for anything in particular, you can just go take a look at
Yeah, it's fun. I
it's
find
really
it really fun. And the supermarket is right at the other corner. I think it's 85. We just walk the whole stretch and take a look.
Take a look.
Anyway, so
Yes.
we're gonna take a break now, like a couple of minutes, and Ben will be here with us. So
Peace.
activating your senses.
We
are going to a break, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
on the foreign show.
Hola, yo soy Liz Maguer y te invito a ver Todo a Color los miércoles a la 1 de la tarde, un programa de salud, belleza, transformación y muchos otros temas por ADR Networks, activando tus sentidos.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Yo soy Carlos.
Yo soy Ryan.
Y nosotros somos los Chulos Calderón. No te puedes perder el mejor programa de ADR que es
¿Qué es Chulo Show?
Todos los martes de 9 a 10 de la noche, totalmente en vivo.
Hola, yo soy Fanny Franco y te invito a que me acompañes junto con Isis Vázquez todos los viernes a las 4 de la tarde en Sí Salud Radio, donde platicaremos y tocaremos temas de bienestar, salud mental y salud física. Aquí en ADR Networks, activando tus sentidos y tus emociones.
Hola amigos, ¿cómo están? Nosotros somos
Tony Nieto,
Yo soy Cox y los invitamos a que no se pierdan todos los miércoles de
3 a 4 de la tarde,
nuestro programa Conectados por ADR Networks, activando tus sentidos.
Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo están? Soy Jorge Alberto Aguilera, su locutor, su seguro servidor. Y los quiero invitar para que todos los jueves a las 8 de la noche nos acompañen en El Señor Aguilera al aire. Nos vamos a divertir muchísimo. Vamos a platicar de deportes, de cultura, tendremos invitados, espectáculos, en fin, vamos a pasarla muy, muy bien. Recuerden, jueves, 8 de la noche, a través de ADR Networks, activando tus sentidos.
Hola, yo soy Javi Gamboa y te invito a que no te pierdas todos los jueves en punto de las 9 de la noche Naked Lunch con lo mejor del rock y el metal, el soundtrack de tu vida, entrevistas y mucho más. Ayúdanos a desnudar a nuestros invitados por ADR Networks, activando tus sentidos. Yeah.
That Foreign Show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS That Foreign Show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS That Foreign Show.
Hey guys, we're back at TFS. And thank you for staying with us.
On that foreign show.
Yes, we are back.
Hey, we're back on TFS here on ADR Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome
We
back.
have Ben.
Yeah.
So
All right.
Ben is from
Welcome.
Singapore, like us.
Singapore represent. Yeah.
100% right now.
And
So that makes 300%.
oh my God, yeah, because we're all 100%. And he's
Yeah.
our second Singaporean guest. Ritik came the last time as well, and I guess we can do like a whole like
Yeah, we should, right?
Yeah.
A special episode with,
with our Singaporean
with our
friends.
Singaporean
We have
friends.
to do that in Singlish.
Yeah.
Do it in Singlish.
So
Yeah.
we explain to you what Singlish is. You just need to add la in all like at the end of all your sentences.
Yeah.
Basically. So
And
mhm.
it's yes. Okay, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
So I was gonna say that Ben is basically here representing Singapore even in his career. His business is to help businesses. No, sorry, not his business. His his job is to help businesses to find their placing here in Mexico, like Singaporean businesses here, and like, okay, tell us more. Like,
so I work for a government agency called Enterprise Singapore, and what we do is two main things. First, we help Singapore companies expand overseas. So I'm based in the Mexico office, and therefore I help Singapore companies expand into Mexico, Colombia, Panama. The other thing that we do is we try to build up the ecosystem of innovation in Singapore. So to do that, we also try to attract partners and ecosystem players to Singapore to connect with us.
Right. So you do the other way around as well. So like, for example, if a Mexican company wants to set up in Singapore, do they contact you as well? Is that how it works?
Yeah, they can do that as well. So I think the main thing is that because you are funded by taxpayers' money, as long as a Singapore company benefits in the whole process,
I'm paying you,
can do that. I'm not sure if you are paying tax in Singapore though.
Okay.
Okay, cut out.
Okay, so anyway, continue. You were saying?
Yeah, so that's it. So basically, we do two things, and the whole idea is to help Singapore companies benefit, especially in terms of internationalization.
Okay. And like most of the companies that have decided to base themselves in Mexico, like what kind of industries are they? Like, why are they interested in Mexico?
They come across, in general, I would say that they come in three industries. So we have a lot of companies that are traders, so they want to buy or sell things into Mexico. So Mexican avocados are very famous, but so are lime and what's that? The last one, lime and tomatoes.
Okay.
Seafood from the Baja coast is also very popular in Singapore. Abalone comes from Mexico as well. So
okay, that's really interesting. So some seafood is from here going to Singapore, being imported to Singapore.
Yeah.
Exported to Singapore. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so
That's very interesting.
That's on the trade side. On the innovation side, we have about 5 fintech companies over here. Shopee, one of our unicorns, has a significant presence over here.
What's a unicorn?
A unicorn is a company that's valued at $1 billion or more.
Wow, unicorn. Okay.
Yeah,
And you mentioned Shopee, they are Mexican.
C Group is a Singapore company.
Right.
They have there are two companies under them that operate two subsidiaries. One is Garena that operates Free Fire, the mobile first-person, third-person shooter game. And then the other one is Shopee. Shopee, which is an e-commerce website.
Right, I know Shopee, yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah, always the ladies in the room would be nodding. And then the guys would be like, what the hell is she talking about? Like, what is this? What is Ben talking about? Why is she nodding her head? And she's like, yeah, I got stuff over there.
The shopping stuff, yeah. Like, okay.
And then the last sector for Mexico especially is manufacturing. So you might have heard of nearshoring, friendshoring. Basically, there's a whole change in the way supply chains are being configured. And a lot of companies are looking at Mexico for their manufacturing investments.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
As in to set up factories here and to
set up factories, to set up warehouses to be nearer to their customers.
Right. And I mean, just in general, like, because Mexico is so far away from Singapore, like, I wouldn't think like a Singaporean would connect that, like, should I set up like a business in Mexico?
Yeah.
So like in general, like there's no advertising going on, like to, ask Singaporeans to come to Mexico to do, expand, or like has there been like some promotions of that?
Yeah. So we definitely do outreach, but the thing about business is quite interesting, right? Sometimes when business or opportunity calls, and then you're like, okay, I know Mexico, they have a good soccer team, but I do not know much about the business environment there. I only know that it's very far away. And that's when some companies say, okay, there's this guy who emailed me out of the blue and he's from Mexico. I don't know if I should do business there. Or sometimes companies do research and they say, okay, I'm looking for a big market that has more than 100 million people, that has certain kinds of characteristics, and then Mexico comes up. And then they are not very sure how they want to approach this place. And then they say, okay, if you're a Singapore company, you have Enterprise Singapore, and you knock on our doors, you get directed likely eventually to me. And then I'll give you a 101 and share with the company as much as possible what I know about this market.
But like Enterprise Singapore is like you have branches everywhere, right?
Yep, we have I think 35 to 40 offices around the world.
Okay.
We have 2 in Latin America, Mexico and Brazil, and other 2 more in US, in LA and New York.
Okay.
We have a couple in quite a few in China, actually, in India as well, Southeast Asia and Europe, Africa.
Right. So obviously, like Enterprise Singapore set up here in Mexico because you feel like there is potential here
Yep.
for expansion for businesses.
Mhm.
And then you're regional director of Latin America.
Okay, so there are 2 offices. So I cover from Mexico to Colombia as well as the Caribbean.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So it sounds like a lot of work.
Yep.
Like Colombia, and then and Brazil is not part of that.
No, Brazil is covered from the Sao Paulo office.
Oh.
Sao Paulo. So for people who don't really know, like, is it? It's not a private company. I mean, it's government linked.
It's government. It's a government
Government-owned.
agency. Yeah.
A government
It's a
agency.
state
So how much of that is actually like linked with the government? So, like for example, if someone is in a particular business and they're
Okay.
trying to open a Mexico office
Okay.
and they're reaching out to you guys for help, so how much of reaching out to you guys is actually reaching out to the Singapore government for help, or is it just partial involvement?
Yeah. So if you think of it this way, there's a Ministry of Trade and Ministry of Trade and Industry.
Okay.
So MTI. So under MTI, there are 4 or 5 state boards: EDB, STB, Enterprise Singapore, as well as A-Star. So each one has a different function. And our function for Enterprise Singapore, our mandate, so to say, is to really help Singapore companies expand.
So sorry to cut you off, but you say statutory boards, right?
Yeah.
And these, what's the definition of that? Is it all government
It's
members
just like
on the
a
board?
subsidiary of a ministry.
Okay,
Oh,
That's
okay,
what I
subsidiary of ministry. All right, okay. So sorry, so you go on. So you said A-Star and
A-Star,
EDB. Okay,
and
these are all
Enterprise Singapore. Yeah.
right.
So all these are all state boards. And we work slightly differently from the ministry, so we work a bit more closer to businesses.
Okay,
It also
okay.
depends, no? Like for example, some ministries they are more focused on different things, and others are focused on other things.
Right. So I mean, back to what I was asking you before, like if a Mexican company wants to expand in Singapore, like
Okay.
it wants to set up some routes,
Some
then
roots or
they
some
contact
yeah.
you, right?
They can. So normally, what a Mexican company would need, and usually, especially for the smaller, medium-sized companies,
Mhm.
when they come to Asia, and usually you're not interested in Singapore as a market because you have about 5 million people and it's a really small market. They're interested in Southeast Asia, and that is where a lot of Singapore companies have very good expertise in, and can partner these Mexican or foreign companies coming into Singapore.
Right. Partnering, yeah.
Yeah.
That would help them to set up better. Yeah, that's true.
So actually, if someone is approaching you, they're actually tapping not into just your experience here, but also in all the experience that Singapore has being a trade hub,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
And that whole experience of how, I mean, we know the Singapore story. I mean, we know the Singapore story. Maybe you guys
We
don't.
know,
Better
right?
know.
we
You
know.
better know the Singapore
Yeah,
story.
yeah, yeah. Singapore is and has always been a kind of a center for trade, among other things, but trade. They've always been a center in Southeast Asia.
I mean, that's how Singapore became strong, like being such a small country.
Such a
like,
small country.
it's- From what we learned, our geographical location was so good that and then they banked on that to create
To kind of grow, right?
uh-huh.
And so we've always kind of mastered this art of building good relationships with the countries around us. So if you're an entity or a company looking to do the same in Mexico, and if you talk to Ben or his associates here, at
Right.
Enterprise Singapore, I guess they can give you the right advice, of how to. What kind of advice would you? I have a couple of questions actually, but let's start with this one first. Say I'm looking to come to this region of the world, and I have a product that I'm trying to push, and can I actually come to you guys and say, "Hey Ben, what do you think about this product? Do you think there's a market here? Am I in the right place?"
Yeah. So definitely if you're a Singapore company, that's our job. And I think my number one advice that's most generic and really doesn't matter what sector you're from or what kind of product you have is find a partner. Normally having a local partner will help you navigate the local business environment. The local partner should also help you to avoid the common pitfalls that other foreign companies would make coming into the market.
Right. Oh, that's really good advice. Yeah, because it makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And I have another question. Basically, it's with regards to like I would say the newer generation of businesses, or like let's say we're talking about people who are involved not in your traditional kind of business, but talking more about, like, for example, influencers, social media influencers, or people who have businesses built in that, or maybe even Web3 kind of stuff. So for these kind of people, what kind of support, or is there some kind of thing that, or have you come across someone coming up to you like that saying, hey, I'm an influencer and I'm in Mexico, what can I do?
I've not come across the influencer yet, but if you know any, please send them our way. I think that'd be
to open up a new market.
Yeah, there'll be new market for them. I think there are also creative ways that we can work with them together to promote other Singapore companies. One of the things that we see, and sadly, is that Singapore companies tend not to help each other in the market, not because they don't want to. Maybe it's because we are far away in Mexico and there isn't a density in a certain sector that they can help each other.
Right.
But I think that certainly is something that we want to create. So we want to, incentivize, or we want to help Singapore companies come together to work on various projects together.
Okay, that's cool.
That's very interesting.
I mean, I think this is interesting information for the foreigners here. Like, I mean, like, who knows what they might want to do, like, build business, or like just get some ideas for them.
Yes.
Yeah. But like in general, like I was thinking that, like, Ben also could share with us like how he feels about being in Mexico so far, like some advice that you will directly for the foreigners that are here, and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I would say that Mexico is a place, it's a very well kept secret. So if you've never been to Mexico, you'd be like, why Mexico? And you probably won't be able to like Google or understand why. But I think what we have seen among our friends and amongst the foreigners that live in Mexico is that once you come, most people don't really want to leave.
Yeah.
That's really true, man. I've come across so many people who say just that, no? Like, I came here and I like it here.
Yeah, so. I came here for 3 days, and 3 years later, I'm here still.
Yeah, like the other day at the dinner, the Singaporean dinner that we had at Makan, right? Then we met Derek and his wife.
Yep.
And they're in Oaxaca. Like they messaged me recently. They are still in Oaxaca.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what happened. I didn't get any message from
they love Oaxaca so much. I say, when are you even coming back to Mexico City? Don't know yet. Yes.
Shout out to Derek and the missus. And for those of you watching these, we had an event at a local joint here. It's actually a restaurant that we featured before in one of our hotspot segments called Makan. And we had an event there organized by Ben. And it was a very special event, bringing together a whole bunch of Singaporeans, government officials as well. And it was really fun, right?
Fun. And talking about that, like, so basically the Singaporean event that was supposed to happen in September, not happening already, right?
Not happening already.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Is it pushed?
Yeah, it's been pushed.
Things pushed indefinitely for now.
Okay.
Okay. That would have been so fun, and we could invite people and all that from our show, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I have this. I mean, I'm sure some of the people want to also know, like, how did you get involved in the position that you're at right now? Like, what was the pull? Like, is it moving away from Asia, or you've always had an interest in Spanish, or what is it? Maybe you can enlighten us.
I think by mistake, right? I ended up in Mexico 12 years ago in Monterrey, in Tec de Monterrey.
Oh,
And I would say, kind of best mistake of my life. So at that point of time, I had 2 other close friends. And so 3 of us, we were trying to go for an exchange together. At that point of time, I don't know whether, Isaac, you remember, it was the that period of time. So all the Singaporean guys were like, over Taiwanese girls. So we wanted to go to Taiwan.
I see.
I remember Arun, our friend, was very into Taiwanese.
I think that
He said like the prettiest in the world, Taiwanese.
So this is circa maybe 2004,
something like that.
Okay.
Oh,
no, it was 2010, around there.
Okay, so you wanted to go to Taiwan.
So
that's what you're
two of
saying.
us want to go to Taiwan, and then you kind of have to do a small essay to say where you want to go, your priorities, and what. So he said, it'd be cool if three of us went together. And then after a few months, everyone else started getting their postings. So some people going to US, Europe, etc. And then we had no news. So one day we panicked, and then we went to the student's office. And then we went there, and we said, okay, you said you want to go together, so there are only 2 slots, so we didn't consider you at all. Then we were like, okay, so where else is left? And that's how we ended up in Mexico. Mexico, so Tec de Monterrey, they are very generous. It's a very good university. From Singapore, we do not understand how good this university is, and I can maybe share that with you a bit later. But so that's how I ended up in Mexico. So I did exchange here in 6 months. In 3 weeks into my exchange, I was like, okay, I want to come back here and work full time. But my Spanish when I graduated wasn't good. So I went to China to work first. And when the position came up in Enterprise Singapore, then International Enterprise Singapore, I went for it.
And you already knew that you would be stationed here?
No. So I knew that they had a position in Mexico. And I applied for the Americas desk that this position was closest to.
Okay.
They rejected me. And then they were like, but Ben, maybe you should talk to this guy who is also hiring in another team. And that was the technology division team. So I got in because I'm quite geeky. and then after that, slowly, in 4 years, I navigated my way back to the original position that I applied for. And then after that, I got posted here.
Right, but it's it does feel aligned, like you were meant to be in Mexico, right? If like that, you accidentally, landed yourself in Mexico, and then now with this job, they also posted
I would say
you
that
here.
only the first part was an accident. Everything else after that was
You planned it.
I
You wanted
planned
it.
and engineered, and I was.
And you
really
work
going
hard for it, right?
Yeah.
And you work hard for all the stuff that you have right now.
So I'm going to talk a bit about Tec de Monterrey, which was a fantastic school. So the first impression I had was like, wow, there are deers on campus, but that's not really important.
There were deers?
There are still deers on campus, and the campus is actually very nice, one of the nicest that I've been to. And the university is very impressive. So
nicer than the NTU campus with all the greenery.
For sure.
Wow. Okay.
They have a Starbucks inside and everything.
Man,
it's a very atas one.
Wow, there's Starbucks inside.
There's Starbucks,
wow.
maybe 2 or 3 inside. So
for your information, atas is our word for mamon.
It's like mamon, but yes, no, it has a Singaporean kind of meaning to it.
What, atas?
Yeah, right.
Yes, atas is completely Singlish. Okay, like you mean like a special more.
Yeah,
I wouldn't know how to describe it then.
But for that, you need to know Singlish to really understand.
It's like high class with a bit of arrogance.
Yeah, the arrogance,
right. Exactly.
is there. Yeah, like fresa-ish.
Yes.
Fifi.
So I mean, I need to find out this because I have no idea. When you were studying in that university, in English?
In English.
Okay.
So all the subjects were in English except Spanish. That was in Spanish.
Okay.
Yeah. But the real interesting thing is that I think they reinvented kind of themselves, and I think eventually they would reinvent education at that level. The students now do for 1 year towards the end of their studies is that they'll form up in groups of 5 or 6 people, and then they'll be from different faculties, so business, engineering, marketing, etc., law. And then these students have mentors, which are professors that have accounting, blah, 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 things that you need for business.
Right.
And their project for 1 year is to form a company, make it profitable within 1 year.
Oh my god.
And they really register the whole thing. And then obviously
so hands-on. Like
it's super hands-on.
Wow,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not like if you're just theory and when it comes to business, you're just, going to be completely noob when you start out, right? Yeah.
And imagine if the business fails, which is I would say maybe the more likely case. First, you have an experience, you have done it before. But if you go to an interview, you say, this is what I did during this project. It lasted for 1 year and this didn't work out. I would have changed that. Amazing. And if it succeeded, you have not graduated and you are already, post-revenue.
Wow, yeah, exactly. Wow. So you did that.
I didn't do that. They didn't have this when I was there.
It's after, I see.
Yeah, but I'm saying that this this university is ahead of its time.
Oh, we know Singapore's universities are all internationally recognized, well known. Our education is good. I didn't know much. I don't know much about the education system here in Mexico, and so that this is really cool.
Well, that one is a particularly special university. I mean, on the international field, no?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I still want to talk about Ben's mountain climbing. This is Ben's.
So that's how I look when I go up the mountain.
Okay, yeah. Oh, so
it's called looking sharp.
When you put up the photos of Ben on the mountain, there's this real. I love this picture of when you're wearing the blue sunglasses
and
Iztaccíhuatl.
Yeah.
So in a bit we'll see that. Yeah, here we go.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Look at that, so awesome. Yeah.
So that's me there holding the phone. Behind is Tanush, a good friend of mine.
Where is he from?
He's from India.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tanush.
Shout out Tanush.
Okay. So we went up, two of us, to Ista. This one is Ajusco.
Yeah, we just went with Ben, so we have a few photos of us. Ben basically brought us up. This mountain is too easy for him.
Yeah,
for me, I was dying. It was really difficult coming down. This is us.
He was walking out with his hands in the pocket and everything.
Yeah, according to Ben, that is one of the things to practice. Put your hands in the pocket and then navigate the rocks. Yeah.
When you are confident and you have good balance, you can do that. And when you walk with your hands close to your body, you have your center of gravity is more concentrated. So in that sense, it's easier. But you have to be very aware and very where you're stepping and everything, where you're shifting your body weight.
So now looking at this, it makes more sense. Is that one of the reasons why you love Mexico so much?
Definitely, yeah.
You have all these climbing. Outdoors things to do, right? But besides mountain climbing, you also rock climb.
I also rock climb, yeah.
And rock climb in
the rocks.
Whoa. In the rocks?
Yeah.
Not
in the gym, yeah.
The gym, we all did it before, but mountain climb, as in you need to put something like a cable on a high spot.
So you put your quick draws and then you climb up. As you go up, you clip in your rope.
Right.
And you have a belayer so that if you fall, the belayer will catch you.
That's the person standing on the bottom with a counterbalance kind of thing, right?
Yep.
So this rocks when you climb up, obviously you are attaching your rope into this sort of hooks which are already fixed, right? So is there something that you guys do to test if it's secure?
Yeah, that's why.
So if a person who weighs more than you has done this route before, it is most likely safe.
No, or maybe he loosened it. No, but what if he loosened it?
You call your fat friends and say, "Hey, you go ahead, man.
Go ahead first, yeah.
Don't worry, I got you."
No, but it's quite safe. So there's a lot of regulation, or there are a lot of standards around this. And normally, if you see a board that's in the rock and it doesn't feel safe, normally you would just fuck this shit. I'm not going to continue with this route.
Just ignore it. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And have you actually done bolts yourself?
No, that one is a whole new level.
Right. I can imagine they need some kind of special equipment for that. No?
You need, I think, special equipment, special training. So if I did one, I wouldn't recommend that you climb it.
Right.
So generally, when you do this rock climbing, outdoors thing, how big of a group do you go with?
It depends. So I would say minimum size is 2, and it really depends on what you're doing. But a lot of the areas that you can climb in, especially on the weekends, you find a lot of people. So you go there and then you start making friends and.
Right. So are you open to like say some of the foreigners want to join you together? Like
I would say that
like on a.
I'm not that good yet in climbing outdoors. I'd say
maybe not rock climbing, but hiking.
Hiking? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, because really the show is about like getting the community closer, like people not feeling so alone, and then like people who are interested to do this as well, who has experience also, like if they're like you're open to like meeting new people,
to
right?
bring new groups on. Yeah, I mean that's how you get people started, and that's how I started, right? So it's also important to I would say give back and bring people who are newer, and some will enjoy, some will never come again. That has happened a couple of times.
And then maybe some who like are as experienced as you, but they just want company, like it could be those as well, and not always going to be like me. You got to wait forever.
I'm sure the next time you do a lot better. So
like I was thinking like the next time maybe we can go like the one that you suggested, like the Desierto de los Leones.
Oh, the trek,
which is just like trekking instead of hiking.
Instead of climbing up.
How do we explain to you, being Singaporeans, about a place like Desierto de los Leones and what it means to us coming from a place like Singapore where although the weather and everything is beautiful and everything, but we're not really so immersed in that kind of what we would call virgin nature, or let's say maybe it's not virgin nature, but even just heavy nature, like Desierto de los Leones is a kind of place where it kind of just blows my mind. Like it's so intense, the forest and the kind of even the distance that you can actually cover and things like that. I mean, where we're from, like it's a tropical kind of climate, and
it's tropical, but urban as urban goes.
Urban goes, and I mean we have Malaysia, which has so much beauty in terms of natural beauty, beaches and stuff.
But it's still not like, I don't know, like when
I describe it to the Mexicans as like the whole Singapore is just Santa Fe.
Yeah, it's basically
like
Santa
Fe.
Stop
building all around.
Santa Fe.
It's like we're to Santa Fe and I'm like, this is Singapore. Basically. But like back in school, we have all gone to Malaysia for like different field trips, right?
Really? Okay.
You have
I don't remember at least for my school, no.
No, but you've been like, do you have OBS?
Yeah, but I was not an active kid when I was young. I was the kind that was talking during PE. Explain
really?
Okay.
Talking is basically when you are trying to get out of something and you just basically fake a sickness.
Malingering, basically. Yeah.
Fake a sickness.
So were you in the tough club?
No. So luckily I wasn't fat when I was in school. I got fat after that.
Yeah, he showed us his fat photo. So yeah.
I can't imagine you fat. I mean, looking at you now is like fat, really?
Yeah, like impossible. You look so skinny right now.
Okay, later you show me the photo. We're not gonna.
So we have like about 5 minutes left.
Okay.
Like
really?
Yeah, so pretty fast. Like it would be like maybe you could share with us like what you love about Mexico. Like I mean, we already understood that there's nature here that you can explore and all that. Yeah, and maybe just more ideas.
Personally, and I've been telling quite a lot of friends this. At least maybe from my personal perspective, Mexico could be one of the best cities in the world to live in. And it comes from several factors. So as you guys seen, I like hiking. There are 3 mountains that are above 5,000 meters that are kind of within 3-4 hour drive. One of them is illegal to hike right now because it's active. But then there's that one is Popo. And then there's like a 4006, which is also about 2 hours away from Mexico City. So in terms of nature, there's also the Desierto de los Leones and everything else. The other thing that's really nice is that over here you get all the good concerts. So any good concert or band that goes to the US to play, they come to Mexico as well, like Illuminati.
It's us.
That's you guys. And you have all your I would say kind of first world things. So all your cafes, yoga, whatever that you want.
Right, like for a third world country, like there's a lot of first world things. Like
And I wouldn't say that. I think if you compare, I don't know where Mexico is exactly classified as, but Mexico City feels developed as fuck. Just everything. The city is big, you have everything, but without traffic, it's 30 minutes from point to point, from almost everywhere in the city. You have good cafes, you have good food, spicy food 24/7. For me, that's really important.
Right, and you can really actually get like very good Japanese, very good like Asian. You can
and now you can even get Singaporean food. So
now you can get Singaporean food.
Can't complain.
Right, so we are reaching the last few minutes. Do you have anything else, anything cool that you want to like tell the foreigners?
And also, viewers, if you have questions, not just at this moment, but you can just write into us, and we will get.
We'll ask Ben to answer.
Ben to answer.
He doesn't have Instagram. This very atas person. Again. No, I'm kidding.
Very
but he doesn't have Instagram.
Just be a hito, don't have Instagram.
So any last words that you want to add?
I don't know. Enjoy Mexico, but don't ruin the culture. Don't come here thinking that Mexico or Mexicans should be this or that, because it is like that at home.
Wow, that's a very very good point.
Accept and enjoy.
We have this problem when when you're from your country and then you go to another country and you're like, why are they like that? And then that really spoils the experience, because you have to be open.
And any advice for someone coming to Mexico for the first time? Like a newbie,
like just come. I don't think there's anything difficult. So like there are areas where you can stay, like Condesa, Polanco, Romanote, that almost everyone speaks English. So that's like maybe
more
first baby step, more comfortable.
Thank you to all who joined us here on That Foreign Show. It's been awesome. I'm Celestine Angel.
And I'm Isaac Crouch, and we'll see you next Friday. Have a great weekend, y'all.
Entrando por tus oídos hasta llegar al centro de tus emociones, ADR Networks está en este momento
activando tus sentidos. That Foreign Show.